David sang to Yahweh on the day he pulled him from the clutch of his enemies and from Saul's grasp. He begins by calling Yahweh his rock, not an abstract idea, but the image of a towering cliff, immovable and sheltering. Yahweh is his fortress, a mountain stronghold where no enemy can reach. He is his rescuer, the one who pulls him out of danger like a shepherd pulling a lamb from the wolf's jaws. He is his shield, a hide-stretched barrier absorbing the arrows of war. He is the horn of rescue, like the horn of an ox lifted in strength and victory. Yahweh is his high place, his hiding tent, his rescuer who tears him from violence. David cries out to Yahweh and is lifted out of reach. But before the rescue, he describes the peril. The breakers of death swirled around him like crashing waves. Floods of ruin rushed in to sweep him away. The cords of darkness tightened around him like ropes, and the snares of death sprang at his feet like traps set for prey. In this narrow strait, David cries, and Yahweh hears. His cry splits into his ears, a vivid picture of Yahweh bending close to listen. The answer comes in storm theophany. The earth shakes, the pillars of the heavens tremble, smoke pours from his nostrils like the snorting of an angry bull, fire from his mouth devours, coals blaze. He bends down the heavens like curtains pulled low and steps into the storm. He rides on a cherub, borne on the wings of the wind. He wraps himself in darkness as a tent, veiling himself in storm clouds. From his brightness flash coals of fire, lightning bolts scattering the foe. The channels of the sea are laid bare at the blast of his breath, recalling the Red Sea parted. From the heights Yahweh reaches down. He grabs David from the flood just as Moses was drawn from the Nile. He snatches him from the strong enemy, lifts him in his day of disaster, and leads him into a broad place. Spacious pasture instead of the narrow straits of distress. Why? Because Yahweh delights in him. David reflects on his life. He has guarded the paths of Yahweh, not veered into crookedness. His hands are clean, not stained with blood guilt. In return, Yahweh has measured back to him uprightness. Yahweh mirrors his people. With the loyal he shows himself loyal. With the straight he shows himself straight. With the pure he shows himself pure. But to the twisted he appears tangled, turning their schemes back upon them. The lowly Yahweh saves, but the proud he watches to bring down. To David, Yahweh is a lamp in the night, turning darkness to light. By his strength, David runs through battle lines and leaps over walls. Yahweh is a fortress of strength, setting his trail straight, giving him deer's feet to tread securely on high ridges. He trains his hands for war until his arms can bend a bow of bronze, a weapon of impossible strength. Yahweh gives him the shield of rescue and lifts him high, not by force, but by his gentleness, his stooping down to help. He broadens the path beneath David's feet so he does not stumble. Strengthened, David pursues enemies relentlessly, crushing them to dust, trampling them like mud in the streets. Yahweh straps him with strength, bends enemies beneath him, and makes them turn their necks in flight. They cry out, but Yahweh does not answer. Beyond Israel, Yahweh sets David as head over nations. Foreigners cringe, submit, and wither, trembling out of their fortresses. So David bursts into praise. Yahweh lives. Barak be my rock. Lifted high be Elohim, the rock of my rescue. He declares that Yahweh is the avenger who bends nations beneath him, lifts him above enemies, and delivers him from the violent man. And at the close, David gives thanks among the nations, singing Yahweh's name. For Yahweh is the tower of salvation for his king, showing covenant love to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forever.